Hello, my name is Les Camacho. I'm a recording engineer in LA. I've worked with Chris Isaac, Fleetwood Mac, Pink Floyd. I've also done Massive Attack. I'm here today to mess around with some of the goodies that the guys from Onyx are nice enough to send us here to the studio. And we're going to play around with some of the new toys that they sent us down. They sent us down this cool little microphone that I am going to use on the kick drum. I don't know how it's going to sound, but apparently the boys say it's a really good sounding mic, so I figure I'm aggressive. Let's see what this microphone can do. So we're going to put it through its paces. So we're going to put this SEX 25 on the kick drum and see what it can do. Let's mess with it. And inside the kick drum, I have an Onyx D6. Going over to the snare, I got an Onyx i5. On the hi-hat, I'm going with one of the new Onyx's SCX ones, I believe it is. Don't quite know the model numbers yet because they just literally got to me a couple hours ago, and I'm going to mess with these guys. So yeah, it's the SCX1 on the hi-hat. So I'm going to mess with that, see how that works out. On the toms, I got a pair of D2s. On tom 1, I got a D2. Tom 2, I got a D2. Tom 3, I got a D4. And up here on the overheads, we're going to be using a pair of Onyx's and ADX 51s. And I've actually been playing with these guys for like the last hour on the overheads. They sound amazing. So I've always used a lot of the Onyx gear. It's never let me down. Great affordable gear. It can get beat up, take a beating, and it just keeps working. I've used it in a live environment, used it in the studio, and like I said, and never had any problems with it. I've never had any problems with the equipment failing on me. And on top of that, they sound great. So a lot of bang for the buck. So why don't we just go in the control room? We're going to have Jonathan sit down on the drum kit. Let's sound check all these new goodies here and see what they sound like. And, you know, let's have some fun. Let's make some noise. We just actually did a quick session, which you just heard, of all Onyx on a drum kit. The guys from Onyx were nice enough to send us some toys to play with, and we just had a lot of fun with it. So what you just heard was all tracked with all Onyx microphones on the whole drum kit, and the crew was laughing because they let me put this sensitive little beautiful mic that Onyx just made on a kick drum, and I was just informed that this microphone is actually a vocal and acoustic instrument mic. So sorry, Phil. Sorry, Cliff. I hope this thing goes back to you in one piece. Although the kick drums sounded amazing. You know, if you guys want to use it on kick drums at home, I wouldn't recommend it because you'll probably end up blowing it. I was very careful. It has a lot of gain, and you know, I was surprisingly enough, it was really freaking cool, man. It's got a lot of balls, for lack of a better word. Can I say balls on camera? Cool. Anyways, so yeah, so the guys pretty much let me put this thing in, and on a kick drum here, and it sounded great. As far as the rest of the microphones, I have a D6 inside the kick drum, which is always my go-to microphone for live sound, and sometimes in the studio. Actually, a lot of times in the studio. It's a D6 on the kick drum, and they just sent me out here one of these brand new spanking SCX1s, which actually, I'm sorry, I'm reading names because I just literally got these microphones less than an hour ago. So I've been messing with these things. Great microphone for hi-hat. I haven't had a lot of chances to use it on anything else since I've only had it for an hour. But the SCX1 sounds great on the hi-hat. Got a pair of Audix's 51 ADX 51s on the overhead, and I really like. I'm actually probably going to have to buy these. So, and on the toms, I got D2s, and a D4, and on the snare, I got an Audix i5. I love the snap on the snare off the i5. I'm probably going to end up buying that one too, and that's pretty much it. So again, vocal, acoustic instrument mic, i.e. guitars and stuff like that. Wouldn't recommend to put it on the kick drum, but if you do, be very careful. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised of the result you get out of it outside of a kick drum. Mind you, I'm using it outside the kick drum and not inside. And I'm really happy with the result of all these mics. And I guess I'm going to have to send the boys a check now because I want to keep them all. So again, I'm Les Camacho, and I hope you like the sounds we got on this audio demo for you guys.